Howdy, brothers and sisters. Boy, majority of these days I can get out of the house and sit here up under the old carport thing and let my dogs play and watch them just be dogs, rolling in the grass. And, oh my word, y'all see my black lab? He's covered that brown grass all over. But they love sunning and rolling. So, and man, sometimes I think that'd be my nature as well. Okay, so watch out a little bit. Go play. So today I'm going to read a couple of words from the scriptures. Uh, First, we're going to start off in Philippians. Philippians is such a wonderful letter of love. I mean, really, it is. It's not no correcting, and it's a whole lot of stuff spoken that is an example unto us and others of the old in that era of time. Uh, but Philippians, what man calls chapter 4, verse 11. Uh, now, I mean, not that I speak in respect of want. And if you want to know what he's speaking about, read above. For I have learned in whatsoever state I am to be content. I know both how to be abased and I know how to be abound. Everywhere and in all things, I am instructed. I am instructed. Did you catch that part? Both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. And I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. Now let's go and I'll read on another one now. Hebrews, what they call 13:5. Let your conversation, that is my lifestyle that the world sees, be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. Okay. Man, listen to this right here. First Timothy. I'm one of those ones that the pastoral epistles speak hard to me. First Timothy, what man calls chapter 6, verse 6. But godliness with contentment, listen to this, is great gain. I will repeat that. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into world, and certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. All right, let's go and read up another one over here. Y'all seeing a cycle here? Y'all noticing the word? Um, I think that's going well. 1 Timothy 6:6 again. Let me look at this one here. Man, this right here, boy, I'm gonna tell you. James, what they call chapter 4, starting out in 1 there. From whence wars and fighting among you, among who? The saints, come not hence of your lust, that war in your members. Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain, ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. And it goes on, but we're just going to get out of that, and now I'm going to do some little speaking. Okay, let me pull this over here. Brothers, sisters, I spoke for y'all that listen to my speakings on a regular basis. Y'all heard that I come from a simple life. When we was young, we lived in an area. We lived in what's called the country. Now, that's not what you would call outside the city limits, like a lot of folks say, well, I live in the country, and they live like a mile or two outside the city limits. No, we lived in the country. I drug a cotton sack behind me in my younger days, and I picked cotton. That's what we did. I picked up them old glass soda bottles on the highway. We'd walk up 4 or 5 miles each direction, and we'd make us a little change, and we would find a little. I mean, we was child labor. Man, everybody worked. Wasn't no such thing as a child labor. Everybody worked. Uh, and that's just how it was. And we didn't really, when I was growing up, I didn't realize the things that we didn't have because in the area I lived, well, really nobody had a bunch of stuff. We was barely getting by. We helped each other. We relied on each other. God forbid my Aunt Ruth find out somebody was going hungry in the neighborhood. Uh, they got fed. I mean, that's just the way it was. That was the way folks was. Uh, and when I moved into the city, when my mother finally moved into the city, uh, I found out something. I found out that there was a word called poor white trash, and that was us. And I didn't understand it. Really, I didn't. All those years growing up in the country, I was content with not having, cause. But when I moved into the city, my contentious, I don't know if that's the word. Me being content started to be corrupted because I seen them kids of the doctors and the kids of the lawyers and the kids of the bankers and such, and I seen they had things that I hadn't even seen till we moved to the city for one thing. And as I grew, nobody was teaching me. It wasn't, my mom and dad teaching me this at the house. It was the world teaching me these things. But as I grew up from 7, 8 years old into a teenager, I started to desire things. Why? Well, I'd be 17 riding the school bus, and you get off the bus at school, and you see the parking lot full of cars. Everybody got cars, except for old me here, and old poor beautiful me, and I would covet things, and I would look at things with a want and desire that just it started affecting me. Now I wasn't even hanging around people. Bad company corrupts good morals. You know what I mean? But I wasn't hanging around with them. I was just seeing them. And it got to the point to where I was discontent with not having what everybody else had, and when I got of age, I started taking it. Yeah, I did. I did some shameful things in my old flesh. I saw something I wanted, I took it. That's right. I wasn't gonna do without no more. Uh, that led to me getting in trouble with this thing called shoplifting. One time was enough. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to deal with that no more. But it happened. I was 19, something like that. I'd say. Uh, and I learned a lesson. You know, thought thought I did. Uh, and then I got out of the military and went to work for the prison and had me a nice car, even had me a house, and had me a house built, or not a house built, but a trailer that moved in on my lot. They bought me some land, and I was doing good. I mean, I should have been content. I had a great job, pretty good old car, a nice house. Oh man, dude, it was nice. Nice piece of land, little 3 acres. I should have been content. I wasn't. What led me to get in trouble? It was kind of hush hush. But as I moved on in age, that want never got satisfied. Uh-uh. Uh, and before I knew it, I was breaking the law. I was full-fledged outlaw. I had money. I had girls. I had drugs. As much money as I could spend at any time, I had it. Any type of drug, any type of drink, anything I wanted, I had it. Any type of girl, I had it. Was I content? No, wanted more. So, it's a it when Paul speaks that he was content when he was had much, and he was content when he didn't have nothing. There's time Paul didn't have he didn't have a pot pea or nothing to eat, put in there to eat anyway. He was, but he was content. Now we look at Paul, and this is what amazes me, because see, Paul came from a lifestyle of riches. Yeah. Oh yeah, Pharisees, man. He was going to be the Pharisee of the Pharisee. He was like in the big seminary school, Gabriel, but he was going to be like top dog. He had what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. And man, dude, Paul was living on top of the world. And then so to see this man be content with going hungry at night, sitting on as he's traveling, sitting on the side of the road. Might have been cold at that time, I don't know, but sitting there, nothing to eat, had a little fire going. So we hold up for a minute. Dogs, get in the house right now. Let me go put my dogs up. Y'all get on in there. Gio, come on. Oh, that's it. We got a we got a neighbor got a dog I don't trust as far as I can spit. Content. That was when he said God's grace is sufficient for me. Man, that to me that is such a powerful speaking, and that I understand what he's meaning, because I know Paul's lifestyle as a Pharisee, and then him being without nothing. Now, y'all seen me show y'all some things. Our washer and dryer's gone out, and hey, everything's cool. We get by. God's blessed us with a brand new hot water heater. Somebody bought for us, and that's enough. I hook a water hose up to it, and I can do my clothes. I can hang up clothes in the kitchen, like you see on many of my videos. I can run a hot water hose into the kitchen, fill up my sinks, wash my dishes. I can fill up my toilet. I can do everything. Taking a shower is a it can be a chore, but it's a chore of love. I'm gonna tell you something. It's an amazing thing. We got a 50-gallon tub, a little trash can, and I'll fill it up with water hose. And my wife will sit in the shower. We got a little seat made because she can sit, because she can't stand long. I'll get a big old quart saucepan, and I'll pour it over, and she'll wash her hair, and I'll rinse her hair, and I get her wet, and she stands up, and I bathe her body and reach places she can't reach no more, and I rinse her off, and then she gets out, and we towel off, and so even in that, and I do the same thing. I sit there and I just get it and take care of myself. We see how many people watch westerns. Hey, that's how they used to do it. Big old tub, pour water on, you get wet, soap up, and one off. That's how you do it, man. Things. What I'm trying to say is, there right now I have every reason to be discontent, but I'm not. I'm not. Let me show you this. I'll show you another thing. Oh, let me get my shoe off. My wife bought these shoes, and they're good shoes. Well, if you lived in the country and you're my age, you've seen it before. The big toe hole cut out. Yeah. And I've worn these shoes for so long. This is the bottom of them. There ain't no bottom. So there's many reasons I could be, because I used to make a 6-figure salary. You know that? Yeah, this old boy here made 6-figure salary. Oh yeah, buddy. I ate the finest eats, drank the finest drink, smoked the finest dope. And now, nothing. No income, no nothing. Wife got Social Security. Thank God for that. I got a little pension from Kroger. Thank God for that. And we get through. And I could be so that old man before God. Man, let me tell you something. That old man that I used to be would just be murmuring and complaining. And I'd be a horrible person to be around if I was that old man today. But I'm not. So this is one I want to ask you. For you with children and for you with grandchildren, are you teaching them to be content with what they have by not giving them a lot of things? Because see, you can look, you can give them stuff, and yeah, they're gonna be content till the new thing comes out, the new flavor of the week, and then under discontent again. But what are you teaching them? Are you teaching them to be content even if you ain't got a pot to feed in? Or is the world teaching them that the only way to be content is to have the most toys? See, that's the question. I had good folks raising me in this area. My papas and my mamas. My mom and dad, not so much. They was greedy turds. But my mama and my papas, they had learned in life because they went through times where they didn't have nothing. And I mean, they was in the age when they didn't have nothing. They was lucky if they had potatoes to eat at night. So they understood, whereas my parents did. Because, see, after World War II, something happened in this whole world. Yeah. And this gentleman next door to me, he'll tell you that it's his generation's fault. Yeah. Because they wanted to give their kids a better life than they had. And in doing so, they taught them that you cannot be content with a little. You have to have a lot of toys to be content. Yeah. So the thing is, what are you teaching your children? What are you teaching your children? Because I'm going to tell you something. The world will gladly step up and teach them their ways. And if you're not fighting for the soul of your child, somebody asked me one time, well, what's the age of accountability? Well, there's no age of accountability. For everybody, it's different. There was an age of accountability in the Jewish culture, but under the New Covenant saints, it's not such as that. We are all born in sinful flesh, but we are not all born sinners. We are made sinners when we rebel against God. What age is that? Different folks, different strokes. I know some people that they call mentally retarded. I call them special folks. You know something? I call them special folks. To me, them folks got an automatic ticket into the kingdom. Yeah. They amaze me, the love and the joy that's in them. They have trying times, but their hearts, they just want to hug you. They want to smile and hug you. Them special folks. Man, people say, well, I feel bad for them. Dude, they are so blessed. This stuff out here don't affect them like it affects us. Their heart don't get corrupted like ours does. They're blessed. Man, dude. I never called them their names. I've heard people call them folks. But you know something? They're content because the world hasn't corrupted them. So what I'm saying is this, what I'm asking you, what are you teaching your children? Now, you know you can't teach until you've been taught. So if you're not teaching your children to be content with whatever they have, whatever they're in the situation they're in, if you're not teaching them that, you know why? Because you're not content. To teach, we must be taught. If we're not that, we're called a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. Uh, Contentment. I want to ask you something. Really. Examining your life. Are you content or do you want more? I mean, it's that simple. Are you content or you want more? You know, when we lost our car because it broke down and we couldn't afford to get another, you know something? Dude, you're talking about a whole bunch of junk off my back. No more oil changes, no more new tires, no more this, no more that. Oh, man, dude, it was a relief. Brother right down the road said, hey, anytime you need to go to the store, and that's been took care of. Why? Because I didn't sit around here and complain to God. Why is this happening to me? Why is the devil beating up on me? The devil, dude, the devil don't beat up on me unless I allow him to. See, that's it. Well, I don't know why I'm getting beat up today. Why I'm getting attacked because you're letting him. It's your fault. It is. You know, all I got, the devil will run from me. What'd you say? Submit to God or resist the devil and he will flee. The reason he ain't fleeing, it ain't cause God, it's cause you. You ain't doing something you're supposed to be doing. You might be submitting to God, but are you really resisting the devil? Because if you're not resisting the devil, guess what? You're not really submitting to God. I'm sorry. That's a two part. That's a two. They go hand in hand. If you resist the devil, that's called submitting to God. But if you're not resisting the devil, you're not submitting to God. Woe unto you. So is this what you're teaching your children? I mean, look, I'm going to tell you something. That's a powerful word. Content. Content. What a powerful fruit and wonderful fruit to have. Hey, I love y'all. Always praying for you. And I'll see y'all next time around.